Headlines here tonight. Dominican Republic officials say more than 200 people have now died after that roof collapse of a nightclub the other night. It happened very early on Tuesday morning. So far, 218 people have died there, but it's not clear how many are still unaccounted for. Both Puerto Rican and Israeli crews have also arrived to help the local teams there sift through the rubble. Families of the victims are growing frustrated as they wait for the news about their loved ones.
Their vehicle was here. There are videos of them dancing here, and that's how we found out. So far, they have not given us any clues.
The place is totally destroyed. The whole roof came down. There is no chance. A large number of dead and desperate people are asking for help.
Well, authorities are still investigating what caused that roof to collapse or when the building was last inspected. Well, the U.S. and Russia have completed another successful prisoner swap today. Washington is releasing Arthur Petrov in exchange for Ksenia Karlina. Now, Petrov was accused of illegally exporting high-tech equipment to Russia. Karlina, who is a U.S.-Russian dual citizen, was arrested and convicted of treason after making a $52 donation to a U.S.-based Ukrainian charity. This came just hours before the U.S. and Russian negotiators were sent to talk about the war in Ukraine. Well, public health officials are once again making a push for people to get vaccinated as more states report measles cases. Now, the CDC says there's been at least 600 measles cases in the U.S. this year, mainly concentrated in Texas. And that's more than double the number seen in 2024. Now, most doctors agree that the outbreak is really fueled by low vaccination rates. The CDC estimates that about 90% of the country has received at least one measles shot, but herd immunity kicks in at only 95%.
A major win for President Trump. The House passed a budget blueprint today, paving the way for GOP leadership to begin writing the bill. House Speaker Mike Johnson working through the night to rally enough support. Lawmakers say it'll include at least $1.5 trillion in cuts to federal programs and services, while boosting military and border security spending. Democrats are worried where the cuts will come from.
It is huge cuts to Medicaid, to SNAP, to housing, to veterans, up and across the board, even cuts on Social Security when they indirectly hurt it, to give tax breaks to billionaires.
The president has made clear Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid will not take a hit, so you can count on that.
GOP leaders want the budget voted on by Memorial Day, but it could still face an uphill battle.
The majority of Americans do consistently want to lock the clock, but it has been more inconsistent about how to ditch the switch.
Well, senators are working around the clock now to decide if they should put an end to daylight savings time.
Yeah, several lawmakers are pointing to the effects it has on health, while others argue it's a waste of daylight. Jared Halpern has more on today's Senate hearing.
People across our country are tired of the constant cycle of falling back and springing forward.
Congress is watching the clock and trying to decide if it should be changed. The Senate Commerce Committee held a hearing Thursday to discuss possible adjustments to daylight saving time, or just getting rid of it altogether. Lawmakers from both parties pointed out evolving technology makes changing the clocks twice a year more of an annoyance than a benefit.
American households have electricity now. We also have self-driving cars, computers, and cell phones.
There are also health considerations, including the fact that 60% of Americans don't get enough sleep, and changing to a more stable daylight schedule could help. But a big sticking point remains. Should we have more daylight in the morning or late afternoon?
The majority of Americans do consistently want to lock the clock, but it has been more inconsistent about how to ditch the switch.
The only reason we still have this time change every 6 months is due to the federal government's inability to decide.
Some lawmakers also question the need for any change, pointing out personal habits have shifted since 1918 when daylight saving time was first introduced.
Many people still sleep through the morning light. Does that mean that light is being wasted?
Light helps us get up. Most people will wake up naturally after light.
A bill to repeal daylight saving time has been introduced, but there's no word yet on when it will come up for a vote. In Washington, Jared Halpern, Fox 9.